Before watching this video, I highly recommend watching my solo raids guide. It should be linked somewhere down below in the description, and it's probably the reason why this video is even uploaded in the first place. This challenge mode solo run will be uploaded separately. It's a live demonstration on how to do challenge mode solos efficiently to get the metamorphic dust, and not speedruns. If you want to go for speedruns, I'm sure you already know what to do. You don't need to watch me, but if you want to get efficient runs to get the metamorphic dust, I will be explaining everything live. Now, when doing challenge mode solos, I do recommend close to maxed gear. You don't need a scythe. Rapier is completely fine. But something that's questionable is the twisted bow. Now, I know a lot of amazing solo raiders that have a tough time with Vespula without the twisted bow. So it can be a bit questionable, but if you are going to go in with mage on the Vespuline portals, you are going to need extra restores, a nice overload, and maybe some good RNG. Because challenge mode is the same rotation every single time, you can bring in the exact same gear every single time. I have all the items you would need for the solo. As you can see, I have almost no food. This is mainly because, as you can see from here, we prep right after Shamans, and we don't really need much food. I have 2 brews so that I can venge on Tecton, and the rest of the raid up until the prep, you don't need any food if you do the methods that I do. Knowing that challenge mode is the same rotation every single time, you can always pre-bot. Now, if you don't land at least 1 spec on Tecton, I would highly recommend just leaving, but if you want to go for times, like really good times, go for 2 specs. I personally go for 1 so I can get some consistent runs. I put my Sandfew here and my Elder Maul here so that I can drop the Sandfew during Tecton, because Tecton doesn't poison you. And it's like a quick switch into your Dragon Warhammer whenever you want to. Now, even if I don't land a spec, I'm actually going to continue the run, just so that it's known that even if you land no specs, you can still do the run. But I would recommend just getting at least 1. Now, this is going to be an extremely slow Tecton without landing 1 spec. Normally, you want to shoot for about 3 minutes in your Tecton run, so if you can get around like 4 to 5 minutes, that's like, you can continue if you want, but it might be a bit risky there. And considering that it's the first roaming, you can just easily reset anyways. And also, for those of you that have, FPS issues when doing challenge mode, it's normal for people that have bad computers like I do. Because challenge mode loads all 3 floors at the same time, as you can see here, it fucks up with your FPS because there's so many floors that you're loading at the same time. For example, if you're staring at a black screen, nothing will happen because, there's nothing to load. But because we're loading, 3 floors of raids, then, it's a bit hectic on your FPS. Tecton's max hit is like 87, and I just don't want to risk it there. Plus, I'm getting some pretty good hits for a no spec Thon. I mean, nearly a 2-minute Tecton with no specs is actually very good. Really good hits there. I just hope I don't noodle up until it goes back to the anvil. Nice, there we go. So at this point, I just eat up my entire brew because, like I said, you really don't need any supplies. And then I just drop my super combat as well. Now, I like to bring up all of the potions because they're pretty important. Obviously, the revitalization is a better restore than a normal standard restore potion. I start off my crab rooms all in a similar manner, just dropping on this tile and starting it off. This one's gonna come to me first, I think. Nope, this one. Didn't make it in time, clearly. Sometimes you can splash on these crabs, so you kind of want to switch into most of your mage gear. Sometimes I like to half-ass it because it's pretty unlikely, but, you know. For standard solo raids, for challenge mode, you might want 3 staminas. I personally just bring in 2 with a stack of purple sweets. At this point, I can just like kill a scavenger on my way to Ice Demon when I drop everything, which is what I personally like to do. Doing it in mage gear is always nice because if you didn't fully heal, your Sanguinesi staff can heal you. But if you're using a trident, then I guess you can't really do much about that. You can drop all of the inexpensive stuff. As you can see, I dropped my lockpick there, for example. You can drop Barrow's gloves as well, but you really don't need to. At this point, I like to just quickly grab the bronze axe and turn box them away as well. Now, because you get so many prayer enhances throughout the raid, you don't really need Sicily. So all you gotta focus on is stinkhorn mushrooms for enough restores, and juice and the planks, of course. Now, when you're doing no preps for a speed run, you know, obviously don't need to do this part, but I'm going for consistent runs, and I'm trying to show you guys how to do it as well. All you really need is the small chest, but, you know, just get as many planks as you want, I guess, if you want the extra points. Like, for example, I don't have enough juice, so if I get more planks, then why not? I already have enough mushrooms, as you can see. In between kills, I can sweet up. Just like so. I just got more planks without getting any juice drops. All I need is about 20. You only ever really need like 15, but if you really want to be safe about it, get like 20. And normally, like, in terms of the gear and how fast you do it, like, it's completely fine to take a bit longer on the scavs. Maybe not for your record attempts, but yeah. Switch back to your melee gear, build the chest, and pick up everything that you dropped. As I said before, you don't need any Sicily, so that's completely fine. Now, over here, sometimes I like to take some purple sweets so that I can chomp while I'm cutting the trees. You only ever need, I think, either 23 by 2 or 24 by 2. But if you're feeling really lazy, you can just cut 2 full inventories and call it a day without really needing to pay too much attention. Because I streamed challenge mode solo so often, I just kind of didn't pay attention at all and just cut 2 full inventories. Now, when you're cutting these trees, you want to make sure you're not losing any ticks. As you can see, I'm moving immediately to the next tree after the woodcutting speedup happens, so that I don't lose any woodcutting ticks. So it's pretty much like cutting a never-ending tree, in a sense, if you time it properly. When your inventory is getting full, you can make yourself your way to the chest while cutting the trees and not losing any ticks as well. Wow, it's like really windy outside. You know, Halloween just passed and kind of shaking my house a bit. Sometimes I might get a bit unlucky, but because I chopped the full inventory earlier, I should be fine getting 24 by 2 if this tree dies too early. Yeah, that should be fine. So now I have 25 by 2, which is completely fine. Like the 2 bridges that do not have an ice vein on it, and continue. Now, I have to stress this very clearly. Do not put your bronze axe in the storage chest because you will forget it. So try to put it with all of your gear. Now, what I like to personally do is just put it at the bottom right, withdraw all of my stuff, and then bank back anything I don't need. Don't put it in the shared chest because you will forget it. Now at this point, I can just bank what I normally don't use, which is pretty much all of this. I can put my overload in the private chest and call it a day. Rather, I like to put it in the shared chest, because that's when, after we prep, it's easier to visually see. During this time, you can overload and enhance and get ready for your fight with the Ice Demon. In the middle of this fight, I'd like to purple sweep, but of course you don't have to. As long as you do Ice Demon properly, you won't take any damage, as well as Shamans, but personally, this is what I like to do. As I said, any chance that I get to make sure I don't die and get the Oma faster is what I'm gonna take. Nice. Now, landing 1 spec on Ice Demon is huge because Ice Demon's defense is actually ridiculous. Not landing a spec on this boss is extremely annoying. But it's not reset worthy. My hits are kind of trash right now as well. Hits are not the greatest right now. There we go, 140. Let's get more 20s. If your prayer is getting low, what I personally like to drink is the Sandfew Serum, because Shamans is next and you're probably going to get poisoned. That's what I personally drink, and leave the restore for another time. At this point, you can do Shamans in 2 ways. You can decide to safe spot them like I do and just chill, or you can blow pipe. Now, this one is still safe. Nope, it ran away. I might be able to still safe spot it though by just pulling it this way. Because of how the compass works, it might get stuck. Nice, perfect. I personally like to just chill, but if you want to speed up your runs, you can just do the blowpipe method, of course. Because in challenge mode, their magic level is higher, you hit extremely hard. I wouldn't say it's comparable, but it's very good to use the twist the bow here as well. And I just personally like to chill here, especially because you're overloaded, you're enhanced, and you're just taking your time, not taking any damage. I might be able to safe spot this too. No, I'm gonna have to do the jump method. Nice. So then now this one's easily safe spotted. I can just run around here over here and call it a day. Now, as I said, you don't use any supplies up until the prep, which is very good. So you're gonna have to make sure you get the seeds from here in this room. Now, you don't ever really need the Nox/gold par if you brought 2 overloads from Tecton, but if you only took 1, then make sure you bring the Nox and gold par. At this point, you want to bank all of your stuff. Now, I like to put these in the share chest, but I'm sure it doesn't really matter. Because sometimes when you build a small chest, you're limited on space. Pick the gourd vials and refill your water vials as your plants are growing. Quickly take out all your stuff. Maybe the Buchu seeds just in case they die too early. Now, what I personally like to do is get a full inventory. This is so that I'm completely safe. I know I will have enough supplies to get to Ulm and through Ulm. But if you want a faster time, don't get too many Buchus. Maybe get like 20 or 15, around that 15 to 20. But because, you know, we're just going for consistent runs, I will get a full inventory to make sure that I can complete the run and not die and, you know, possibly get an item or the omelet. At this point, I don't want to plant another Buchu because I'm pretty sure I can get enough from this herb patch. But yeah, if you want to go for better times, farm a bit less. If you want consistent runs, you know, farm the full inventory like I do. I need 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Now with this much, I will never need to plant the Buchu seeds anymore. I should be a-okay. While cleaning these herbs, I'll run through this little pathway and make my way to the end of floor chest and make my potions there. Now what you could do is get potions there and make the potions on your way, but I feel like that's a bit more work, so I just like to do it this way. My man Zulu always questioned how I got here so early, but I wasn't really prepping anything. Now here I like to make what was it? It wasn't 10. I think it was I haven't done challenge in a while. I think I usually make 8 restores. Because brute forcing Vespula can be really nice because you're just kind of speeding through Vespula. So that's kind of why I also like to plant the extra Buchus, because then I can just speed through Vespula and it's it can be really nice, definitely. Now with the rest of the supplies, I just make all the Buchus. As I said, you don't need prayer enhancers because you'll just get them from the raid, so you don't have to worry about that. Of course, you need the one on Tecton on you still. Now, what I personally like to do is I like to leave some Buchus in the chest just in case. You never know if you run out of restores or something, so I like to leave them there just in case. Just, you know, 3 to 5, whichever you're most comfortable with. Okay, now at this point, you're going to need a lot of things. I don't like to bring in the Scythe because I don't want to do too much damage. No Thieving, don't want to Venge. You could Venge if you want to speed up Vanguards. No Salve, Pickaxe, no Elder Maul ever again. No Bronze Axe, no Staminas, no Sandfew, and this is the inventory. Now, when you're setting up your inventory, you can just overload here and just get yourself prepared. But do whatever you're most comfortable with, I guess. Now, you don't need to refill your inventory because normally this is enough supplies, as well as Vanguards will drop you Brews and Restore, so you might want the extra space for that as well. Damn, I hate when that happens. You hit a really nice XP drop and then it just goes down. It's pretty annoying. Now, sometimes you can Dragon Worm spec the Ranger. I'm not really sure if it's that good, but if you wish to do so, feel free to. Sometimes I just like to Blowpipe spec the Major though. That's a good hit. I can just chill now. Put on the full Armor and Augury for the Mage defense. And go to the Ranger. Having your attack option unaccurate does increase your chances just a bit. Not by an incredible amount, but just by a little bit if you want to, you know, higher up your chances just a bit. Now, what's weird about Vanguards is sometimes the aggro distance is weird. So sometimes I can just step over here and get a trap, but other times it'll start going towards me and I can just trap it here. I'm pretty sure I can reach the Major here without the melee hitting me if I just run back. So let's try. Yeah. Perfect. Please don't go down. Of course. Of course it went down. Now, you want to be careful when using your Twisted Bow. I know I can use it because it's the highest one, but if it's not the highest one, use the Blowpipe. I personally have this marked tile, which I'll explain in a moment after we actually have to go there. I can mage the melee here. Gotta be careful there. Yeah, I could probably get one more hit in. Nice. It was kind of risky there because I could have maxed, but looks good to me. That tile marker, I'll make sure to go over whenever we need to go there. But now we just have to wait for the Ranger to come to us. Probably one more hit and we're good. Yeah, one more hit. Don't want to do too much damage, so incredible reflexes. Alright, if this goes over here, I'll follow it. Did not. Okay. Okay, that's perfect. I can T-bow this down, it should be fun. Nice, okay. Now I just have to wait. I am gonna have to mage the Major now, which I can't. No, it's not risky. It's almost done anyways. Okay. Should be good. I can damage any of them now, so I'm just gonna hit this melee once and get off. Remember, we have to keep them in the same 30% range and not do too much damage to one or the other. Vanguards is personally my worst room, but it's going pretty well today. Oof, that was a big hit. They're gonna go down soon, so I'm just not gonna bother. If the Major goes there, I'll follow it. It did not. Okay. Probably one more hit with Eagle Eye. I don't want to do too much damage just in case. Okay. Now we just have to wait for the Ranger. I'm in full Bandol, so I feel like I'll be fine with my range defense. I might get a bit unlucky, but we do have plenty of food. Alright, where's the Ranger going? It's going over here. Alright, basically, to explain that tile, if you're on that tile, it's a nice tile because you can still attack the Vanguard, and you're far enough away from this Vanguard and this Vanguard. So that tile is a really nice tile. If this goes here, that'd be perfect. Nice. Perfect example. I can attack this Vanguard and not be attacked from this Major or the Melee. Because in some layouts, or not even some layouts, sometimes if I stand right here, the Melee will come. Mind you, sometimes, not all the time. I can kill now, so that's really nice. It's the southwesternmost corner, if you guys want to know for yourself when doing challenge mode. That marked tile will always stay there in challenge mode if you mark it yourself. Okay, now I could overload, but since we get some twisted potions or something, I can just drink that instead. And of course, I get a Kodai there if I really want to drink that, and Mage the Melior, which I'll just be doing right now anyways. Now a little, I was gonna show you guys the say so, but it has to be in this corner for it to do that, so not gonna waste the time doing that. Now at this point, quickly replace all of your supplies with something that's, you know, full. So right there, I just replaced all that. I would like to keep the enhanced sometimes, but I have 2 brews left over, which is completely fine because we have plenty of supplies. Now at this point, I like to equip all my ranged gear because I know Vespula is next. Bank all of my supplies and make sure I get the lockpick out. Never forget that. Sometimes I do like to sweet up, so I'll just get like a couple. Put my lockpick at the bottom right because you'll see when we go back to the chest. Now, as I said, there is a certain algorithm to finding the bats when there's poison chests. There's like a little link, but I don't want to link it because it's kind of sketchy. But if you hear about it from other streamers, then yeah, that's basically what it is. It's like a little website you go to input your poison chest to find the bats. You get a bit of extra points, but you know, if you want to find the bats, go for it. But I personally don't like going for it. Now, the lockpick is nice because it does speed up your ticks by just a little bit. Not too much, but since we're doing challenge mode, you might want to speed up your raids just a little bit. This is a pretty good time. It could have been a bit faster, you know, 20 minutes getting down here, but you know, for a pretty average run, this is good. You'll need about 30 grubs. Knock knock. I don't know what that noise is. It's kind of spoopy. Something I can quickly mention, I guess. If you know a chest is poison, but you accidentally click on it, like, you know, you want to click off, but your character's still thieving from it, you can actually turn off your run energy, and it'll stop yourself from thieving. Just like that. I could add that to the Solar Raids guide, but it's pretty small thing, so it's kind of meh. If you're watching this, go for it. Alright, my dog's awake. Hopefully she doesn't freak out right now in the middle of my challenge mode. As I said, you need 30. If you want to speed up your thieving room, you can actually thieve about 26 and then thieve the last 4, so that you can you can kind of thieve the 4 as it's going down, which is kind of nice. So right now, I'll probably get up to here, which is the 26th inventory slot, and then just thieve the last 4. There we go. Now we have 26, and all I have to do is just thieve the last 4, and we'll call it a day. Now, if we're really unlucky, we might have to thieve an extra 1, but normally we can get about 4 by the time it goes down. Mind you, normally, but right now I'm kind of getting unlucky. Jagex, please. I'm trying to do an example run. Don't make me look like a forehead. Oh my goodness. Just one more. Nice, there we go. Now I can just quickly withdraw all, bank anything I don't need. I don't like to bring full ancestral. If you're doing the Trident method at Vespula, then definitely. Bank anything I don't need. You don't need Scythe into Olm, but you'll need a majority of this stuff. Dragon Worm you don't need. Where's my Blowpipe? I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't need a Dragon Warhammer. No, I'm completely fine. Yeah, I'm completely fine. I'm just overthinking right now, I guess. Now, quickly get Overload, Enhance, about 4 restores, and any brews. You probably won't need much, but you'll be burning through these enhances anyways, or restores rather. Make sure your quick prayers are set. I personally like to bring purple sweets so I don't have to stem here, but other people may have to depending on how slow your Vespula is. If you're using the mage method, you're probably gonna have to stem. Now, if you didn't make enough restores or you wanted to get less, you can just enhance method. But as I said, I like to personally brute force for consistent runs. Getting some pretty bad hits though. Bit of lag there. Not digging it. Alright, some pretty nice hits. Now I can just eat up a full brew and pick up any supplies that I need. Perfect, nice. Now, what's nice about this is it's a full inventory, but because we have a resource room coming up, we can actually just bank whatever we don't need. Now, personally, I only ever really need 2 resources, which is nice. I can bank that, and I can get a full overload and get that full enhance, get all the brews I need, bank 1, and this is the inventory. I can actually bank this Sandfew too, because I don't need it anymore. Save myself some extra money, I guess. But there we go. Now, when you're doing challenge mode, you really don't want to do the render distance method. You just want to face tank these, do as much DPS as you can, do the 1-to-1 method I spoke of. Whoops. These Tightrope NPCs are a bit more beefier, but as you can see, you can hit a bit harder. 88 there. Okay. Misclicks. Now these things can hit I think like 35 or 36, so if you're getting low you might want to consider eating up. They do hit pretty hard. More harder than regular raids, of course. I'm not really liking this lag right now. It's kind of monk ass. All right, at this point, put on your melee gear. Now, you guys are probably wondering why I bought this mage gear. I personally like to mage the smaller Mother Dowel, so I'll bring this switch and keep on full bandos for the range defense. But if you're not feeling up to that, then full range is completely fine. You can bank your mage gear up until Ulm, because you will not need it until Ulm. And you have to pay very close attention. Make sure you have your bronze axe on you, because some people will forget it at Ice Demon. You need that from Mother Dowel. Keep my stamina on me, replace my supplies, and there we go. I could probably bank my stamina, actually, because with the purple sweets, there's not really much running from here on out. So I'm gonna bank the stamina, get another brew, because it can be a bit hectic, purple sweet, and call it a day. Now, if you are going for speed runs, you want to bring your Dragon Warhammer so that you can spec the Guardians here. But you don't really have to if you don't want to. Some people like to bring Dragon Claws for Vasa. I personally just like to chill and not do that. Get the extra inventory slot for a brew and have more consistent runs rather than a speed run attempt. This is a pretty decent time. I feel like it's going to be a little under 1 hour. The target time is 1 hour and 10 minutes, so at this pace you should be pretty good to complete the raid. Unless, of course, you're a bit slow. Now, what's peculiar about Vasa is, because you have Venge runes, you can Venge it really, really hard. So you want to be at full HP pretty much when you do Vasa. And hopefully I don't die. Oh, and of course, as I said, challenge mode can be a bit rough without a twisted bow. So if you're using a blowpipe, you might want to be Dragon Warhammer specking Vasa. Like, it is pretty difficult. Good solo raiders like my man Lake and Allison, like, they're really fucking good, but without a twisted bow, it can be difficult. However, Lake, for example, and Allison can still do it. It's just more difficult. Okay, so right here after this room, I like to eat up with my purple sweet so that I can get some good Venom energy in. Make sure you have your stab weapon out. Get into your range gear, Venge, and start your fight. Purple sweet is really nice. It's literally like a stackable stamina, and I love it. Now, when you know you're about to get teleported, you might want to eat up to full so you can Venge. As well as the 40-second Vasa method still applies. Vasa will spend about 40 seconds on a total amount of crystals before getting off. Or the total amount of time is 40 seconds when Vasa's on a crystal. So the timer starts the moment it gets to the crystal. I think it's spent about like 15 seconds there, if that, so I should be able to kill this next crystal in time. Now, I want to start eating up because Vasa's going to teleport me soon. Eating up on the 15 so that I don't lose DPS as well. My hits are going bad. This might not be good. Yeah, wasn't good. Okay, so it spent 40 seconds total on the crystals. So it's going to try and teleport me. Now I'm going to try and eat up so I can get as much Venge damage as I can. Just like so. Nice. Easy. Enough supplies as well, so it's really good. My overload isn't gonna run out for another minute, so I think I'll be fine to eat 1 dose of brew. Now, for those of you that use the Magnum Mutagen, or rather Serpentine Helmet in these raids, you want to take out your Blowpipe on long range and tag each Skeletal Mystic so that over time they will Venom and die. With the Serpentine Helm, they will 100% get Venomed after you hit an XP drop. Because I didn't bring it this time, because I kind of forgot, I won't be doing that. But, you know, whether you're using a Serp or Nezi, it doesn't really matter. Now, the debate between these Skeletal Mystics in challenge mode is that T-Bow might be better on them. I'm not sure. I've not done the calcs myself. But using the T-Bow over the Blowpipe does save you some money. I don't even have a salve on. Wow. When you're doing this room, equip your salve, unlike I did, because I'm a forehead. Alright, let's get this one trapped quickly. Nice. Let's get this one trapped as well. Nice. I can just overload. And there you have it. Skeletal Mystics can be an extremely easy room, especially when you get as much practice as I have over so many solo raids. I tend to always forget to wear my Salve Amulet sometimes. Mind you, it has to be EI. It cannot be Salve Amulet E. Some people actually like to Dragon Warhammer spec this with their salve on, and if they hit, switch to their Blowpipe. But if not, you know, Twisted Bow is a very good option. Alright, here you might want to eat up to full. Equip your Anguish. Don't forget to take off your salve. And switch into your gear. Now, as I said before, I like to use the Trident method with the Sanguinary Staff and full Bandos, so I can get the defense of Bandos. And long range it as well, the Mutterdal, because sometimes it just likes to walk away. Wait for an XP drop on the woodcutting tick, and then I can start going into the cycle. Now, this boss is annoying. You do want to eat up. Like, right now, I would be eating up, but I feel like I was pretty safe there. As I said, it likes to walk away, and it's really annoying. It's at 58% HP, so I don't want to attack it too much before it goes back to the tree and heals. Alright, as I said before, this save spot only works in this layout, so I'm gonna quickly do that. I can just try to knit from here and call it a day. And if it gets close enough, I can switch to my Blowpipe. Now, knowing how the safe spots work for the compass, I know that the Mutterdal is going to get trapped over here if I pull it far enough away. Jeez, at 34. Pretty soon, you guys are going to find out why I personally like bringing Purple Sweets, because this thing is wrecking me right now. Jeez. Tiki. Yeah, so in a scenario like this, you know, Purple Sweets are gonna save you. And that's basically why I bring them, because I'm gonna have to stick eat every single hit now. I'm pretty sure I can hit a 37 as well. to keep. Nice. Very sticky situations like that is exactly why I bring purple sweets, because I would have died there if I didn't have that. Over here, you only ever need one overload enhance, but I like to pick up both on the way, just because, you know, why not? And at this point, I can quickly set up my inventory for the fight. Now, to speed things up, I can eat up a full brew, but I think I'm just going to wait out the 40 seconds, because I need to still gear up anyways. I can ignore the energy wall, because I have these sweets here. Bank everything, and get everything that I need. So, Venge does not work on Olm. You can make that pickaxe, bullpup, because I have a T-bow. Get all my mage gear, the staminas, the scythe, dragon, warhammer, and do not forget anything. Double check, because you might forget something, possibly. Okay. Now I'll bring in the rapier just for the example purposes of people that do not own a scythe, of course. So I'll be bringing it in. And this is the setup. Now, as I said before, the shadow can be kind of hard to see. Like, even I can't see it sometimes. So sometimes I just like to be lazy. It's over here, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Dragon warm specs are extremely important in these Olms, so hitting a 0-0 like that is really fucking bad, I'll tell you that. Now, because the fight lasts a while, you're gonna need these staminas, 100%. Now, for this phase, I'll use the rapier, just for demonstration purposes. It is gonna suck, though, with no Dragon Warhammer specs, I'll tell you that. That really fucking sucks. Now, Olm fights usually last anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes on average, but if you're really, really unlucky with your Dragon Warhammer specs, it might take a bit longer. Now, there are raids where I literally get no Dragon Warhammer specs on Olm, and it really sucks. I like to gauge the XP drop here, and I can switch into my melee gear. But I'm getting really bad hits right now. Fuck. I was really hoping that Fire and Flame Wall wasn't gonna happen. Gonna be portals here. Empty event, base attack, special attack, skip. 4-1 set, feels good, man. Was set until I was a bit slow there. Gonna have to 3-1 into this then. Damn, this really sucks with no specs. I don't really use the rapier often. Not landing any dragon warm specs. And I'm taking a lot of damage on this flame phase, so I might have to do the 4-0 method on the final phase. Really unlucky on the flame at the end, but gonna have to deal with it. Okay, I'm not gonna brew up here. I have the Sanguinesi staff, so hopefully the Linguini staff will heal me over time. Praying for it. Five brews left. As long as I don't take too much damage, I'll do the scythe method on Ulm. Scythe 3-1. Really depends though. I'm getting really good hits on the mage hand right now though, just no heals. Absolutely trucking the hand. Restem here. Yeah, I'm gonna use the rapier method again. Alright, 4-1 is set now. Easy. Now, for some of you that don't realize how to do 4-1, just know that every time the event happens, an Ulm event, it's 4 ticks, which is the same exact time as a weapon. So what I'm trying to say is every time your weapon hits, that's literally the exact same time Ulm does. So the moment you finish, that's when you move. Now this is how you do Ulm's hand, when you have one spec at least. The previous phase, the no specs is awful. Oh crap, misclicked there. So now that I fucked up the 4-1, I'm gonna have to 3-1 into this. But I want to be careful of that. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk that. I was gonna 3-1 into that, but that bomb kind of stopped me, so probably not the brightest idea to go and do that. Now, the way I'm setting up my inventory is mainly because with the Dragon Warm spec, all you need is accuracy anyways, and not damage. Bandos only adds damage, so that's basically what I'm doing. Jokes. Nice, only at least one. It seems like I have plenty of supplies, so I'm going to Scythe method this hand now. For those of you that want to see how the Scythe method works in an actual challenge mode solo. I can actually 4-0 for a bit too, so I'm actually going to do that. Never mind. The hand is healing. I'll do it after the hand is done healing, at least. That switches. Gonna put this. Off the wrong thing. Meant to take off the boots, but that's fine. Overload's gonna run out soon, but I can't eat one brew here just in case. Okay, maybe I won't do this anymore. I want to do the scythe method now. For those that want to learn that. So I'm gonna tone it down a bit. Let's not risk that a bit. Are you kidding me? Wait. I think I might still be able to do this. No, I can't. Jeez, I hate when I get asked in like a really random place and then I can't do anything about it. I wish I showed off the scythe method a bit more, but maybe you guys will see it on stream, I guess. Call it a day there. Yeah, the Great Olm hits extremely hard on the final phase as well. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. I would not recommend doing challenge mode solos if you're learning, by the way. If that wasn't already obvious. Wait for the purple head splat before I can move. There it is. And Olm is jatting me right now. Pretty good time. Nearly gonna be a sub 1 hour, which is pretty good for an example run. Obviously, I'm paying more attention because I'm not live on stream, but it's pretty good. Alright, well, good luck us guys. Hopefully we'll get something in the live run. Nothing at all. But yeah, that's basically how you do challenge mode solos consistently. As I said, it's not speedruns. It's just to get within the target time consistently every single time. There are some things that you could change. Maybe you want to bring more supplies for Tecton or different methods, or maybe you have to mage Vespula, or you don't have a twisted bow. There are a couple different things you can do. Whoops. Broke back. But surely if you don't have a twisted bow, you should still be able to do it with an extra 14 minutes to spare, but it can be a bit risky and difficult. But yeah, thanks for watching.